Hey guys, what's up? It's Molly. I'm here today with my first installment of a new series of videos called In the Indie Makeup Spotlight. I am going to be doing a demo and review of Sydney Grace eyeshadows. So if you are curious about them, or if you already love them and you want to see somebody else loving them, spoiler alert, I love them, then you should just keep on watching, pull up a chair, grab something to eat, a snack, a drink, whatever, and let's just get into it. Okay, so I picked up 9 of the shadows. I've got 3 mattes, 6 shimmers. A little heavy on the shimmers compared to the mattes, but I think I can make it work. So far, I've used every single shade and I love them all. So I figured I would start with some swatches for you guys and talk about the shades and tell you what I got. I'm gonna start with the mattes. I got, let's see, this shade here is Toffee. The middle shade is Faithful, and the darker shade is Chocolate Raspberry Fudge. What I can say about the mattes is that they're pigmented, but they still blend really well. They're not skippy. They're really, really good. Probably one of my favorite matte formulas that I've tried in a very long time. I don't know how they did it, but they're absolutely amazing. So there are the shades. I don't know why I'm doing that. You're not going to see a reflect because they're mattes. But yeah, really great. Really, really great. Definitely want to pick up some more mattes to kind of round out my collection a little bit more. And then let's do some swatches of some shimmers. So I got some greens. The shade here is called Commission. The middle shade is Recruit, and that lime green shade is Celebrate. So that's those. And then I've got 3 more shimmers. Okay, and then here are the other shimmers. The shade here is called Peace, I think. Yep, Peace. That pink violet shade is Ladies Dancing, and the brown is Midnight Gold. I mean, can we just take a minute and admire how foiled these are? I mean, yeah, this is on wet skin. I did just wipe my hand off. So let me do a swatch on dry skin. That's it swatched on dry skin. So slightly different, but still amazing. So this is an example of what it's going to look like if you wet your brush and do like that foiled effect versus a dry brush, if that makes sense. So this is kind of a duochrome. It's pink with like a purple flip to it. It's absolutely stunning. And the shimmers work incredibly well on their own. You really don't need to wet your brush. It's totally an option if that's something that you just typically do, or if you really want that foiled look, then I would recommend wetting your brush, but they perform amazing without it. This, just like with the mattes, these shimmers are one of my favorite shimmer formulas that I have ever tried, ever. They are everything that I want in a shimmer, and I seriously, like, I really want to just buy all of them. I believe they're $5 a piece. I could be wrong on that. If that's not the case, I'll explain down below in the description box. They're available on Sydney Grace's website. I'm not sure about international shipping policies. I honestly don't know. I didn't check on that. I don't know if any of my subscribers live in other countries. If you do, you should let me know. But at any rate, these are phenomenal. I can't say enough good things about them. So in a nutshell, my review is they're amazing. They're everything that I want in eyeshadows. And I love that they're singles, and you can customize what you really want and what you're really going to use as opposed to buying a whole palette. I think they might have palettes available, or they might have bundles available. If you prefer that, that's cool too. But yeah, I just am obsessed. Huge, huge fan. And now let's just go ahead and jump into the demo. I can show you guys how I got this look. So yeah, let's just do that. All right. Okay, so for the demo, I'm really wanting to use this pink shade and maybe do kind of a lighter look. I do have to go to work, so I'm not trying to get super dramatic. So to start things off, I'm going to use the matte shade Faithful. It's just a matte mauvey pink, and I just scratched it with my nail. Cool. So the mattes are incredibly pigmented. Not incredibly pigmented, but they are pigmented. They're not like ABH subculture pigmented. You know what I mean? They're good. I am filming with my ring light. I was noticing in some of my newer videos that there's a shadow from my mic. And so I'm just trying to minimize that. So hopefully the lighting will get better with time and practice. So anyways, I'm doing what I normally do. I'm just taking this above my crease and then onto the outer V of my lid, leaving most of my lid blank. This is a new brush that I got in this month's BoxyCharm, and I love it. It's really, really good. So that's pretty cool. And honestly, if you were looking for just an easy eye look, this is it right here. This is all you would need to do. It's absolutely, it's great. All right, and then for my inner lid, I'm going to be using the shade Peace. It's just like a shimmery light taupe. And I'm gonna take that on just a small shader brush, like so. I'm not going to wet my brush. You can if you want to, but these shadows really don't need it. So they work really well if you press and sweep. That's been the easiest way for me to use them. And now if I were to wet my brush, it would be even more foiled. So you absolutely can do that. It just isn't something that needs to be done with these shadows. They really perform very, very well on their own. I am going to take it on my finger just to help intensify it. So I'm patting and I'm like pressing and sweeping with my finger. Okay, and then again on my finger for this shade here, it's called Ladies Dancing, which I probably am mentioning that while I'm doing swatches and showing you guys the shades I got, but in case you missed it. So I'm just taking a little on my finger. I'm going to pat and sweep that on my outer V. I'm taking it all the way pretty much to the halfway mark. And I am going to take that on a shader brush, that same brush that I just used for the other shade, and just to help intensify it a little bit. Some of these shades work really well with your finger, others work better with a brush. And I'm gonna take that same shade on my Real Techniques Essential Crease Brush. I'm gonna blow that into the crease a bit. Now, if you're more comfortable putting a matte here, that's fine too. Whatever works. And I'm blending out those edges with that first brush that I used with that transition shade. And that is it for the upper lash line. For the lower lash line, I'm just going to be taking my Real Techniques brush. I've got my color switch thing here. So I just clean that off. And I'm gonna take that, the first shade we used, Faithful, and I'm just Sweeping it along the lower lash line. Then I think to deepen up the outer corner of my lower lash line, I'm going to take another matte shade. It's Chocolate Raspberry Fudge. It's like a brownish berry shade. I'm just taking this right as close to the lash line as possible and really focusing it on the outer third to half of my lower lash line. All right, so this is the finished look. I just put on a couple coats of mascara and called it a day. If you want to do liner and all that stuff, that's cool, but I'm just not into it these days. I really love looks like this where you're playing with a pop of color, but it's still daytime appropriate. I'm super into that. So yeah, that is the demo for the Sydney Grace shadows. I have done looks with the greens, I've done looks with the browns, and these are wonderful. I think they're only like $5 a piece. I could be wrong on that, but that is my understanding. So that is going to be it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you haven't tried Sydney Grace shadows, I highly recommend them. They are some of my favorite. This is honestly probably one of my most favorite eyeshadow formulas that I have tried in a very long time. Great indie brand. They really, really work well, and I just can't recommend them enough. So at any rate, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, you should give me a thumbs up, subscribe, come back for my next indie spotlight or any of my content. That would be cool. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.